Yeah, every time I'm on here, I don't worry about myself because, I know I can identify. I worry about all you out there that are getting misled, and that's what I'm trying to teach everybody right now. Trying to do my message board. I'm trying to get that done, but like I said, I've been so busy, moving this lumber up to the homeless type thing last a while. But I will try to get myself organized. Well, what I'm saying about the garnishing wages, who's saying they're going to garnish your wages? Is this another company, or is this a debt collector? They can't do what they're asking, what they're threatening you to do. So if it's a debt collector, you say what I told you to say. Get a piece of paper and pencil, and you say you request a purchase agreement from them, on your loan or whatever loan you got or bill you have to pay. You want a purchase agreement on that, and you want a loan sales agreement, or number 3, you want a forward flow agreement. So you want those 3 agreements: purchase agreement, loan sale agreement, and forward flow agreement. And normally when you request those from that debt collector, it's threatening for the garnishees, then they will drop that right away. And if it doesn't, then you got to run them into court and plead your case on the affidavit, right? That you pick up for $5 at the local courthouse. You fill it all out, nice printing, upper lower case, with your name and full name. Don't put everything in capital letters. Don't do that. I already went through all that stuff, right? Well, that's good. You got an emergency alert test on your phone. That's what I'm saying. All right, is it all going to be now? Is it going to be later? Or is it going to be just certain regions? We really don't know. But I'm telling you, nobody's going to miss this, whatever's happening. How can you start a QFS account in Canada? I've said this many, many times. If you follow my videos, that the QFS is already attached to your bank account. I don't care where in the world you are. I don't care what country in. If you got a bank account there or anywhere, you will be notified to come in and get all your stuff together. Your ID, your passport, whatever it is, and go in there, and so they can give you the quantum financial digital ledger on your phone with your card, which will all be biometrics, right? So don't do nothing. Everything's set up for you already. Oh, how you doing, Chicago? How's the battleground going there? I'm sure you've seen the military, the patriots in there doing the clean out. I hope it's a lot safer downtown than what it has been. Yeah, well, we can say there's so many days. Okay, I understand it's not Jesus, Joshua, and Yehua. There's so many. Like, we're gonna get all that. We're gonna be retaught. There's gonna be all kinds of stuff that's coming out there. Like I have had paperwork, and if I start stacking up all the paperwork in front of me, I need a big desk, right? And I'm working out of my truck and motorhome. It's very difficult. So I don't have, literature to back up some of the stuff I'm saying. These people that are here legally or legal will be. These people that are here legal will, they have to go back home to their original country to collect their universal income. All the incomes that are going to be coming out, checks going to be ready, or their money in their accounts or whatever they are, is going to be waiting for them at the place of birth. Okay? Now, you can come back, whatever. depending on what your status is in the other countries. I'll give you a perfect example. I was born here in BC, but I've lived close to 35 years in the Philippines, back and forth, right? So I live in two worlds. And, my family is down there now, okay? I've got 5 Filipino mestizo, so they're half German and half Filipino, right? All beautiful kids. But the 2 that are left are in the Philippines right now at our house there, and they're, doing very well down there. But I'm not a Filipino, right? So I have to come back to Canada to collect my pay so I can send mom money. But she'll have money anyways because, you see how this is why they don't want joint accounts, right? I give her an account, a BDO account in the Philippines, that she can go down there, and I just wire money from, I do it through TapTap, which I find is the best deal. And the TapTap, once you do get through to your contact down there or anywhere in the world, that recording will come up again, and you just hit that button, send whatever you want to send, and it'll have the currency. Everything's done real easy there. I like TapTap, and I've used it for a long time. And that just goes directly from here into that account, and no charge. There's no money involved. I think they make a few points on the dollar difference to what it is, the Philippine peso. But that's how it's going to work. I get paid in my home country. She gets paid in her own country. So we live the best of two worlds. I hope that answers that. Yes, only have one account, folks. Do not have any joint accounts. I mean, that's not wise anyways, because, if you ever get into a problem, whatever, and it just creates problems. So everybody should just keep your own money, keep your own silver, just, go hide it. It's nobody else's business except yours and God's business of what you have control of that, right? It's your money, your wealth of what you had, right? And, if you want to share it, if you got your wealth in the basket over here, if you want to share some of the wealth from your basket, then you can give. That's fine. But again, you have to watch, what your family or the people you're giving the money to, what they spend it on, because that could, revert, that could backfire on you. And if they're doing it, if you're giving them money, family members or friends money, and they put it into nefarious operations, the Alliance or the Space Force or somebody will be banging on your door or whatever. They'll give you a notice on the email or whatever. We have to keep the money out of the dark, the evil hands. I mean, this is, there's been, I'm going to say millions of patriots have passed away, have been killed to make this all possible, because it's been that many. We have had or have fought a subterranean war underground for decades, and it's really come on strong through our galactic brothers and sisters that has helped us in those subterranean tunnels and biolabs and whatever ugly things that were down there. And I'm not going to get down that rabbit hole. I'm not going there. Okay, I'm going to let the military, expose what they need to expose to help wake up the planet. But as I know right now, it's going to be heartbreaking for a lot of people. Well, you're going to get at the age 63, you're going to get probably age regression. You're going to be as healthy as a fit as a fiddle at 63. It's going through a med bed or two. And then you're going to get a pile of money. I mean, how much do you need? If you're doing good things with it, they'll just keep throwing money at you. If you're doing wonderful humanitarian and going around and making, building projects for whatever you're doing and helping the planet, having something that you love to do, right? That is helping the planet, like, you want to take care of a river that you grew up on and it's all turning polluted or whatever. You want to turn it back into a pristine river, and that's what you do, and they're going to throw piles of money at you to get that done. This is all about doing good for Mother Gaia, right? It's the government. It's federal student loans. Doesn't matter. I don't care who gives you the loan. It's predatory. And, you're glad it is the government because they're shut down already. Okay? They do not have any teeth. There's no, I don't know, there's some, some person behind that screen with a cigarette hanging out of their mouth trying to get money out of you. Forget about it. Don't even acknowledge them. And if they do threaten all this stuff, just go to your local courthouse and make it up an affidavit saying, this is predatory lending that I was, basically forced into. I signed this under false pretense, and I'm not going to pay it because it's predatory lending, and that's it. These loans that I received and whatever, they're all illegal. Don't be scared to talk the way, we all should be talking, because they're the ones that are in the wrong, not us. Congress is gone, yes. So I'll have to get G. Well, the GIs right now, and even the veterans and stuff like that, that was what the, from what I understand, I'm Canadian, but from what I understand, the Genius Act, or the Genius, he signed the Genius Executive Order, was it? Trump did? Anyways, the Genius Act that's all that funding is for the, our soldiers, right? And of course our vets. And they're starting to be taken care of here now. That's all going to be doubled up. You're going to, money's going to start flowing in from that. That's what somebody, okay. You guys are still repeating the same question. I've answered it twice now. Yes. Okay. Will we be able to meet beings from other galaxies? Yes. They're here now. They've been walking amongst us for decades. It's just that we've been in a low frequency and they've been scared to, make contact with the public, except for the mediums, right? Or the people that have this extra frequency powers that, they're amongst us. They have talked, and, of course, there's many intuitives out there that, have remote viewing with the galactics, right? So it's not like we're not making contact. It's just that the majority of the, the normies, the sleepers, even the intuitives, will not have that experience. I mean, I've had people that have been really high intuition, frequency, talk with them, and they said, okay, Alex, we'll see you later. By the way, he says, you got 2 angels behind you right now. And I'd say, what, really? I can't see them because I wasn't in that frequency, but there are people out there that I know that have helped me waken up through my life that, so all this stuff is around us. And they're walking amongst us right now. Yes. And as our frequency rises, we're going to start recognizing them. We're going to start seeing this maybe on TV first. There's going to be a lot of, exposed and truth releases coming out. I mean, we're already starting to see it with all this reptilian activity, right? That's just boots on the ground. Don't think for 1 minute that the reptiles are not walking amongst us. They're ones that have been left behind. They can't find a way to get off this planet. Our frequency's rising. Theirs has always been the same, very, very low frequency. And the only way that they've been able to survive is by looshing our depression and, our heartache and sadness and suicidal thoughts. That's what they loosh off of. That's why they've been, going after our little ones. They want that. They like that fear. And that's what they have loosed off of. And, some, look at themselves in the mirrors and they see the skin go over their eyes and going this way. And then sometimes when they, go into a certain frame of mind, their eyes end up going slits. And they are looking at themselves, freaking themselves out, and then probably even committed suicide because they didn't want to be what they are. They just didn't want to be. Right? And all this stuff is going on now. I mean, the amount of exposure that is going to be coming out is going to be absolutely beyond mind-blowing. I have never thought I would ever sit here and say the things that I'm saying about what I have discovered has absolutely been putting me on my ass. And, the hairs on the back of my neck have stood out, and they're still standing out today because everything is coming down, and everything that I've been saying is now starting to come into fruition now, okay? Oops. Well, there's, these false prophets and whatever, we could say whatever we want to say, but everybody has to understand, who gives who the right to say, because this one person over here sees something, they see a realm or they see whatever's going on. They can see it, other people can't, but they're the ones that are out there trying to say, hey, I've seen this, and I can see what's coming. Like right now with the money end of it, with all the medals and everything, Bull Pony, very spiritual guy. And, he has, relations with higher powers, with religions or whatever they may be. And he says what he is told. He has a deep connection, spiritual connection with his source. And, he's nailed it several times, and I've seen it with my own eyes. So, and now what he has said, other people are now following what he's saying. So, it's the same as Kim Clement. You can follow it or not follow it. You have your own choice, right? But I'll tell you one thing, through my experience in my life, I know what I think. If I think things and put them through or have a picture in my head, that comes true. Down the road somewhere, it does come true. And that's pretty freaky. And, I can manifest things. And that is not just because maybe it's because of my higher frequency. I don't know. I don't feel like I've got a higher frequency, but I do know that I'm very, very aware of what's going on. Creator has shown me that, the whole outline of this whole environment, this matrix that we live in. And it's all just a movie. It's all this stuff that is going on now has already happened. It's happened years ago. And they're trying to replay this and do the replay of the movie, keep replaying it in this movie to wake up the normies, to wake up the sleepers. Okay? And the NPCs that are out there, they're the ones that are just going to do exactly what they're told. They do not want to think or even think about thinking out of the box. My sister's one of them. She's retired now. I can't say a word about this stuff to her. She just goes right off because her perception in her box doesn't allow, her thought process to go outside that box. Where she gets it from, who knows? And we can only talk about brother and sister stuff. That's it. Or talk about how the other parts of the family are doing. That's it. Wish each other maybe a happy birthday. But after that, I can't sit there for any more than half. We can't even do dinner together because I know I'll trip her up. She'll get triggered over something. Yeah, foreign currency. Well, keep buying it. If it's available, keep buying it, right? I mean, if you got money to buy, then buy it. That's a pretty cheap investment. I mean, I know that they're talking about silver right now. It's at 50. I mean, it's $80 to buy it retail in Canada. $80. Oh, have I got some good news? I heard this morning, I think it was SGT, I think it was Sarge, I think it was, News, and I don't know who was on there interviewing him. Anyways, it doesn't matter. He was Dr. Kirk Elliott, that's what was on, and I heard about 5:30 this morning that the Chinese are buying up as much as silver as they can. The Chinese people, the normal people in China, on all the cities right now, are taking off all their gold jewelry and bringing their hidden gold jewelry that they've been squirreling away. Because the Chinese, they love their gold and they love squirreling it away and putting it into little cylinders and burying it underneath the house or whatever they're doing, right? They're all bringing it onto the streets now and they want to sell it. They're selling it all. They say, once that gold hit 4,000 American, and now it's 4,300 American, that's like 6,000 Canadian. They're selling. They're on the streets selling it, and there's actually Chinamen with smelters with a blowtorch melting the junk jewelry or the junk gold down to these bars to purify it and giving it back to them, and they're making money on it. There is a lot of shit going on with that. Now, the Chinamen, okay, in China, I heard, are on the street right now buying silver ounces, just normal silver ounces, for $180 a ounce American. That's like large money for Canada. If there's a 40% difference, 38% difference, we're talking $220 right now. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew that when this fakery, this manipulation of $53 an ounce for U.S. or $53 U.S. an ounce for silver in the United States, it's all BS. Even $80 in Canada, it's BS. They're still trying to keep the handle on it. But because I got Asian connection, and I heard about that like a couple days ago, and then this was just reinforced this morning through Kirk Elliott, through Dr. Kirk Elliott and Sarge, right? They're talking about that. They said some other thing. It was like, I don't know exactly what it was, but that was something that was important. Of course, I can't remember it, but you see where this is all going? I mean, yeah, I could be, a hoarder and a Mr. Grouch and do nothing about it and say nothing about it, but I am there because I want to help people, collect hang on to your silver. Hang on to all the junk silver you got. Go find some more, and all you need is a blowtorch and, take all that junk silver and melt it down. That is where the money is now. The paper's going to be gone. So,